The Church of God International, Part 1. What was that? I will be quite honest, I was actually quite flabbergasted at how good the video production was. Anyway, in 1978, Garner Ted Armstrong and 3 other congregants from the Worldwide Church of God broke off. They established themselves in Texas, which just so happened to be another place for a WCG satellite campus. GT stayed with the organization until the late 90s when he founded the Intercontinental Church of God. Say that 5 times fast. In terms of beliefs, they're actually a little bit looser than some really strict WCG teachings. For example, they do not believe that they are the one true church. Really makes you wonder if they are a cult. They are. They still think they're better, but it's nuance. The Church of God International, Part 2. That music. As a side note, remember when I said that we actually did have Holy, Holy, Holy in our hymnals, but we removed the part about the Trinity? This is what we sang instead. So, it was God ever glorious, evermore be praised. Not God in 3 persons, blessed Trinity. I found it when doing research for this video. Anyway, this is their version of The World Tomorrow. One thing I think is interesting is that they didn't actually take from the title The World Tomorrow, unlike series like Beyond Today and The World to Come. I personally believe that the reason for this is because of Garner Ted's distinct separation from the WCG. Anyway, it has interesting titles like Why Jesus? Oh wait, it's supposed to be Why Jesus? They also have a podcast called Prove All Things. Church of God International, Part 3. The Church of God International officially has 61 congregations. Definitely not all of which are US based. On YouTube, the only 2 YouTube channels are for the Philippines and Jamaica, not for CGI itself. By the way, has anyone noticed that this church is called CGI? And that they have amazing video production? And if this guy created the Intercontinental Church of God, what's next? The Intergalactic Church of the Universe? ICU? Either a hospital or... Anyway, remember these lyrics? I found them on the Philippine version. Anyway, one thing that this church is particularly good at is maintaining a healthy relationship with other offshoots. Like the UCG, they're probably among the most diplomatic. Impressive credentials so far. Church of God International, Part 4. So what I'm about to share is pretty much true for every single Church of God. Pretty much every Christian church posts a statement of beliefs on the main website. That's pretty much universal. This is my own church's. And even that is considered long by mainstream standards. In them. Don't miss the fine print. There's going to be a test on this. And remember, God's watching. I mean, writing like that will rival the length of the Old Testament. At the very least, Psalm 119. But while going through it, something certainly caught my attention. They have an entire dedicated branch of systematic theology. If you don't know what systematic theology is, good for you. It's basically the human attempt to put God into a very strict box. And CGI does its best to put him in their box. Church of God International, Part 5. I made another mistake! I must be going to hell now! I said before that the CGI's online presence on YouTube is only between the Philippines and Jamaica. I was dead wrong. Their main channel is called CGI Digital Network. You cannot find it by just general searches of Church of God International or anything like it. I don't know if that's an algorithm thing or something, but at least I found it.
In today's world, perhaps more than at any other time, we see the United States of America struggling with existential pressures like never before.
No!
Many demands are stressing the very structure of the United States.
Oh no!
Putting at risk its continuation as a nation.
Ah! Yep, the same old fear-mongering tactics. Church of God International, Part 6. So on their main website, there is actually a video to the main page. I assume it's because of the Easter season. Let's take a look!
Easter is arguably the biggest celebration in the professing Christian world.
The professing Christian world. I don't know. Maybe that was a mistake.
And it is regarded widely by most professing Christians
Nope,
as
not a mistake.
the day when the Lord Jesus Christ resurrected from the tomb, of course.
There are two aims for using the word professing in such a way. One is to proclaim that they know the right way. The other is to guilt-trip potential members. You don't do that, do you? Now, don't get me wrong, I personally still today do not celebrate Easter. Unless, of course, it's in Passover week. Church of God International, Part 7. The CGI is among the more lenient of the offshoots of the Worldwide Church of God. But that does not mean that they don't have their kooky characters. This guy who looks like an angry librarian about to tell you to be quiet while looking over a book that he's reading is named Bill Watson. Bill Watson really likes to share his opinions as doctrine. He is close to Gerald Flurry and David Peck in terms of intensity, but definitely not as extreme. But his opinions are certainly wild. One of the things is if you got a COVID vaccine that you're viewed as Judas. He uses homosexuality as a reason why people do things. He's basically of the opinion that if you're gay, you are the agenda. And what's really funny is that CGI leadership has chastised him over things like this. Shh!